Okay. Prior to tonight's meeting, we're going to have a student-led reflection from HHS student Gabrielle Stanfield will lead us in a moment of reflection before the pledge, which will be led by Mr. Ellis Alexander. Gabrielle is a senior at Hornville High School and is a proud Tiger. She is an active member of the Beta Club, National Honor Society, the International Thespian Society, Future Business Leaders of America, and Interact. She is a Dow and Magna Cum Laude Award recipient. She most recently had a starring role as Tituba in HHS fall production of The Crucible. Please stand.
Good afternoon. If you would please bow your heads in a prayer. Heavenly Father, we are gathered here tonight in the hopes of prosperity for our future, and we ask for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we commence this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion and grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of this community. We thank you for bringing us all together safely, and momentarily, we pray for understanding, empathy, and only for the progression of our community, as we are the fundamental building blocks to the progression of the future. Amen. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Gabrielle, and good luck during your senior year. So I call to order the January 19th, 2023 school board meeting. And at this time, I'd like to make notice that all board members are in attendance, along with our superintendent, Dr. Ken Ortling, and our board secretaries, Shelley Babineau and Anissa Colley-Stodd. The first item on the agenda is recognition, and it's the Louisiana School Board Recognition Month. And Mr. Smith, can you please read that for me, sir?
I'll be happy to, Mr. President. Louisiana School Board Recognition Month, January 2023. Whereas the mission of public schools is to meet diverse educational needs of all children and to empower them to become competent, productive contributors to a democratic society and ever-changing world. And whereas local school board members are committed to children and believe that all children can be successful learners and that the best education is tailored to the individual needs of the child. And whereas local school board members work closely with parents, educational professionals, and other community members to create the educational vision we want for our students. And whereas local school board members are responsible for ensuring the structure that provides a solid foundation for our school system. And whereas local school board members are strong advocates for public education and are responsible for communicating the needs of the school district to the public and the public expectations to the district. Now therefore, do be hereby declared January 2023 as School Board Recognition Month. I move approval.
I got a motion by Mr. Smith, a second by Mr. Alexander. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President, this time I'd like to take a moment to say a few words. On behalf of our entire school system, employees, and community stakeholders, it is with sincere respect and admiration that I thank each of you for your dedicated service to the school system and our community. As St. Charles Parish citizens who serve students and represent their communities, you face, at times and will face, immeasurable, complex, and demanding challenges. You each take and tackle the enormous job of governing our school system while also doing an incredible job advocating for our students. Too often, many people fail to recognize or forget about the personal sacrifices school board members routinely make and the important role that they play in ensuring local control over our public schools. It's my honor to work alongside each and every one of you to accomplish our mission of developing empathetic, involved, productive, and responsible citizens by providing every student high-quality educational opportunities that empower each to become enthusiastic, lifelong learners. Thank you each for your service. At this time, I'd like to say a few words about our previous past president, Mr. Al Suffern. Thank you for this past year of your service as our board president. You have led us and the board through another extraordinarily challenging yet productive year. Despite the many challenges, including recovery from Hurricane Ida, as well as continuing to respond to the educational and social impacts of 2 years of a pandemic, you led this board with astute professionalism, a caring and supportive disposition, and a focus on how best to support the needs of our students and this district. With you and the board's approval, we made a significant investment in our employees by providing a 10% pay increase for all our valued teammates, while also instituting a recruiting and retention stipend to not only hire the best, but keep the best. Additionally, you and the board led our system through the process of becoming self-insured for medical insurance, which will result in significant, substantial financial savings over a period of time. Under your tenure as board president, we continued to remove barriers to student opportunities, added classes to the Satellite Center, recognized a financially stable LaFond Performing Arts Center, and increased district and school performance scores. Furthermore, we continue to see numerous distinguished recognitions for our school system, including but not limited to Dr. David Schexnayder as the Louisiana Principal of the Year, Miss Brittany Bonifans as the Louisiana Teacher of the Year, Miss Megan Duplessis as the Louisiana Middle School Counselor of the Year, and Nish's #3 Best School District in Louisiana and #1 Best School District in the New Orleans area. I think that was a mistake for #3. We should be #1. However, these accomplishments are significant for this and the previous board and are a reflection of you and the board's commitment to excellence and our mission. Thank you for your support and continued commitment to our students, employees, and community. And I do have a special token and memento of your service with a picture in a frame. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the support that I received during the year from board members, the superintendent, executive staff members, our executive secretary. As I look back, there were so many positive things that happened during the year. Dr. Orling touched on several of them, and I congratulate and thank everyone who made that possible. As I have said before, I view the president's role as part of a shared leadership. We have many outstanding leaders in the district, including board members, the superintendent, executive staff members, school administrators, teachers, students, and others. Our ability to work well together as a team has been the key to our success. Again, thank you. You and I, we are St. Charles Parish Public Schools. Thank you.
Any more discussion? If not, please cast your vote. And that resolution's adopted. 2.02 is School Board Member Training Resolution. And Mr. Suffern, can you please read that for us?
Mr. President, School Board Member Training Resolution. Whereas each member of a city and parish school board shall receive a minimum of 6 hours of training and instruction as required by Act 705 of the 2011 Louisiana Legislature. And whereas this training and instruction shall consist of school laws of this state, laws governing the powers, duties, and responsibilities of city and parish school boards, educational trends, research, and policy. And whereas such instruction may be received from an institution of higher education in this state, from instruction sponsored by the State Department of Education or by an in-service training program conducted by a city or parish school board central office or the Louisiana School Boards Association, or sessions provided by the National School Boards Association. And whereas each member of a city and parish board shall receive 1 hour of ethics training per year of their tenure as board member. Now, therefore, be it resolved that it become public record that Ellis A. Alexander, Arthur A. O'Quinn, John L. Smith, and Alex L. Suffren, members of the St. Charles Parish School Board, have successfully received and exceeded the 6 hours of required training as mandated by the legislature of Louisiana, and all board members have fulfilled the mandate of 1 hour of ethics training for the year 2022. And I move for adoption of this resolution.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Mr. Smith.
Mr. President, I would just like to emphasize that this resolution covers the 6-hour training requirement. Over the years, most of our board members have gone well beyond the 6 hours and completed more than 20 hours to earn distinguished board member status. Thank you.
Any further discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that resolution passes with no opposition. Next on the agenda is 2.03, 2023 Career and Technical Education Month Proclamation. And Ms. Weber, would you be kind enough to read that, please?
It is my honor, Mr. President. Whereas the month of February 2023 has been designated as Career and Technical Education Month by the Association for Career and Technical Education. And whereas profound economic and technological changes in our society are rapidly reflected in the structure and the nature of work, thereby placing new and additional responsibilities on our education system. Whereas career and technical education provides Americans with school-to-careers connection and is the backbone of a strong, well-educated workforce, which fosters productivity in business and industry and contributes to America's leadership in the international workplace. Whereas career and technical education gives high school students experience in practical, meaningful applications of basic skills such as reading, writing, and mathematics, thus improving the quality of their education, motivating potential dropouts, and giving all students leadership opportunities in their fields and in their community. Whereas career and technical education offers individuals lifelong opportunities to learn new skills which provide them with career choices and potential satisfaction. And whereas the ever-increasing cooperative efforts of career and technical educators, business and industry stimulate the growth and the vitality of our local economy and that of an entire nation by preparing graduates for career fields forecast to experience the largest and fastest growth in the next decade. Now, therefore, to be resolved that we, the members of the St. Charles Parish School Board, in conjunction with the Association for Career and Technical Education, hereby proclaim the month of February 2023 as Career and Technical Education Month and urges all citizens to become familiar with the services and the benefits offered by the career and technical education programs in this community and to support and participate in these programs to enhance their individual work skills and productivity. Mr. President, I make a motion to move forward with this proclamation.
Second motion.
So I have a motion by Mrs. Weber, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any discussion?
Mr. President, at this time, I'd like to bring up the curriculum specialist for School of Career, Mr. Ronnie Seal, to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Ortling and school board members for highlighting and affirming your support of our schools' career and technical education programs by proclaiming February as Career and Technical Education Month. It truly is my honor to come to work every day to help coordinate St. Charles Parish Public Schools' career and technical education programs and to work alongside the dedicated career and technical educators of St. Charles Parish. I sincerely believe these CTE programs and these teachers can be life-changing for our students. We work relentlessly to ensure we are providing up-to-date CTE programs that prepare our students for the high-wage, high-demand careers that align with economic and workforce projections so that our students can be positioned for fulfilling and prosperous lives. In order to do this, our career and technical educators use rigorous industry-level curriculum to prepare high school students for industry-based certifications. And in order to prepare for industry-level certifications intended for adults, students are participating in meaningful and relevant experiences like building accessible ramps for community members, developing and pitching business ideas, developing marketing materials for clients, designing and building bridges, designing and building robots to complete specified tasks, writing new computer programs, planning and implementing menus for special events, producing live streaming programs, learning life-saving techniques, and the list goes on and on. Experiences like these in our CTE courses provide our students opportunities to practice the important future-ready competencies employers value, including critical thinking, communication, problem-solving, collaboration, managing information, creativity and innovation, personal growth and well-being, and cultural and global citizenship. Since career and technical courses provide such valuable opportunities like these, career and technical education should never be perceived as an elective. Rather, career and technical education should always be a priority. On behalf of all of the career and technical educators in St. Charles Parish, I would like to thank the executive staff and the school board members for supporting and recognizing the vital role of career and technical programs, that the vital role that they play in our schools and in the lives of our students. We're looking forward to working with you to continuously improve these experiences that are so valuable to preparing our students to successfully cross the bridge from school to careers. Thank you.
Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that proclamation is approved. Next on the agenda is 3.01, which is the recognition of the Christmas card winner. The annual Christmas card contest is held for students to compete for the honor of having their design selected to the board's official Christmas card. The 2022 winner is Sophia Campos, a ninth grade student at Hornville High School. The board and me and the superintendent will go now and present a framed copy to Sophia.
Next item on the agenda is Board and Superintendent's recognition. Ms. Alexis Cannon will preside.
Students. Destrehan High School student placed third in the Governor's Office of Disabilities Inclusive Art Contest. Tia Evans. School system students were named to the LHSAA All Academic Composite Team. Destrehan High School's Hope Berg. Amber Harp. Hawnville High School's Kylie Dufresne. Shannon Kenny. Abigail Mosley. Destrehan High School students placed first at the district swim meet. Placing first in the 200-yard freestyle, 500-yard freestyle, and Metro champ for the 100-meter breaststroke, Colin Condabat. "200-yard individual medley and 100-yard breaststroke, Nathan Noel. "100-yard freestyle and 100-yard backstroke, Joshua Stokes. "50-yard freestyle, Owen Weber. Boys 200-yard freestyle and medley relay teams. Medley Metro champions, Colin Condabat, Nathan Noel, Joshua Stokes, and Owen Weber. School system students were named to the all-district volleyball first team. Destrehan High School's Kyra Morton. Hawnville High School's defensive MVP, Sandy Bourgeois. Yes. Mariah Mott. Named Offensive MVP, Ella Wilkie. School system students were named to the All-District Football First Team. Also named to the All-State Football First Team, Kevin Adams. All-State Football First Team, Daniel Blood. All-State, Landry Cannon. All-State, and also named District Defensive MVP, Kalaj Cobbins. All-State District Offensive MVP and the state's Offensive Player of the Year, Jai Eugene. All-District Football First Team, Brandon Freeman. Alexander Hamilton. Leonard Harris. Leslie Jefferson. Amari Johnson. Christian Martin. Jiren McCall. Andrew Schaefer. Anthony Robinson. Hahnville High School students were named to the All-District Cross Country First Team. Samantha Lemoyne. Preston Meir. Samantha Tadero. Employees. Hahnville High School employee is the District Volleyball Coach of the Year, Mindy LaBeouf. Destrehan High School employee is the WWL-TV and District Football Coach of the Year, Marcus Scott. Central Office employee received the 2022 Dr. Charles Mitchell Jr. Leadership Scholarship Award from the National Alliance of Black School Educators for $10,000, Patricia Smith. Teams. Hahnville High School volleyball team is the district champion. Coach Mendy LaBeouf and any other coaches and team members can please come up for a picture. Hahnville High School girls cross country team is the district champion. Coach Sean Crochet and any other coaches and team members can please come up for a photo. Destrehan High School Fighting Wildcats football team finished the season undefeated, was named the WGNO Smoothie King Team of the Year, and earned the District 75A and LHSAA Division I non-select football state champion titles. Please direct your attention to the screen for a look at their incredible season.
This past year, the Destrehan Fighting Wildcats football team earned the title of LHSAA State Champion and concluded a perfect 2022 football season. Let's take a brief look at some of the Destrehan highlights on their road to the Dome.
Destrehan with the snap. Ooh, what? Good handoff. He's at the 25 now. He's at the 20. He's running. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Destrehan! With the snap, they seem to be running the ball. Number 2 with the ball. He tries to go to the outside, but he's quickly foiled by Destrehan's defense.
4 throws it to 10 and touchdown.
Wow.
Look at
That is something to be proud of.
I know. Oh no.
Oh, man.
Destrehan's ball again? Oh my God. Another touchdown.
Certainly an interesting
Fumbled the
play.
ball.
Destrehan number 4, quarterback with the ball, he's running it, and he's able to get through. Touchdown, Destrehan Wildcats. Destrehan with the snap. Ooh, they throw the ball. Oh, stiff arm the Hahnville player. He's at the 10 now, and that's a touchdown.
Carried by Shane Lee. Touchdown, Destrehan. Wildcats number 4 makes a pass to number 1. Touchdown.
Ball snap. Hand it off. Oh, it's gonna be close. And that's a touchdown. Ball snap. Interception. Wow. Very, very clean. Such a textbook interception. Absolutely beautiful. And it's good.
Let's take a look at Destrehan's game versus Ruston and see how they were able to secure a perfect season. Congratulations, Coach Marcus Scott and the Destrehan Fighting Wildcats football team on earning the title of LHSAA state champion.
Will Coach Marcus Scott and the team members please come up for a picture?
Is it on? Is it on? I'll be brief with a few comments. You know, it's an honor to see all this recognition, and we kind of pride ourselves that we have a AAA school district, and we had honors tonight with academics. We had also honors with the athletics and also the arts. So it's extremely happy to stand here and to watch these young folks and some of our employees and all to be recognized, and congratulations. Thank you. We're going to take a short recess, and we will resume the meeting in about 5 minutes. If you want to stay for the business portion, you can, but if not, you're welcome to leave.
Miss April.
That's right, that's right. I almost had to find a restaurant to meet you, and I didn't know when. All right, appreciate it.
Congratulations. Bye. How you doing? Congrats, guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Dr. Orr.
No. You had said audition, two awards, so I'm thinking, because I think one of them was.
Yeah, I think I had, yeah, I had
So there
one
were
for
like
all
two or
districts.
three of them.
Yeah.
Two of them, we're gonna make one out.
All right, next time I'll.
Yeah.
I'm here with the sweater.
That's why I questioned. You got some weather going on.
Yes, definitely, yes.
That was nice. Lots of good recognition. I know, that was fun. And then the football part was You're not leaving. No, you're still leaving.
Lee Tao.
I'm glad you told me he saw you too. Congratulations.
Oh, I did see that. It was a text and it was an email. Yeah, I saw. I'm gonna tell Courtney. I didn't open it, but I saw it. I saw Courtney today.
I love this too because it's so flexible.
That's awesome. You have a beautiful family. You do too. Oh, how precious she is, Shelly.
Good thing is that you Congrats, Mama. Had a good weekend. All right, sorry.
Okay, y'all ready? All right, hey, let's get this on the road. Okay, we're going to call this meeting back to order. We're going to go ahead and start with the business items, 4.01. December 6, 2022 Finance and Audit Committee meeting minutes, December 12, 2022 committee meetings, and December 14th, 2022 regular school board minutes.
Mr. President, I move approval of the December 6th meeting, the December 12th meeting, the December 4th meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Smith, a second by Mr. Cody. Any board discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that's approved 8-0. Next item is 4.02, the bid acceptance for the Satellite Center roof replacement project. The construction budget for the Satellite Center roof replacement project was $855,663. Bids were received from 4 contractors on Thursday, January 12th, 2023. The lowest bid was received from TEH Enterprise LLC in the amount of $805,000. According to the architect, the bid meets all requirements. Accepting the lowest bid, including alternate number one, will allow the contractor to begin the project. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the lowest bid submitted by TEH Enterprise LLC for the Satellite Center roof replacement project in the amount of $805,000.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd just like to note that this roof work stems from damage that was sustained by Hurricane Ida, and it is our hope that the costs will be mostly covered by insurance recovery as well as FEMA proceeds.
Thank you, Mr. Suffren. Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that item's adopted. There's no opposition. Okay, next is 4.03, which is bid acceptance for R.K. Smith Middle School addition and main corridor flooring replacement project. The construction budget for the addition and main corridor flooring replacement project at R.K. Smith Middle School was $3.3 million. Bids were received from 8 contractors on Wednesday, January 11, 2023. The lowest bid, including alternate number one, was received from Lamar Contractors, LLC, in the amount of $2,847,100. According to the architect, the bid meets all requirements. Accepting the lowest bid, including alternate number one, will allow the contractor to begin the project. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the lowest base bid, including alternate number one, submitted by Lamar Contractors, LLC, for the R.K. Smith Middle School addition and main corridor flooring replacement project in the amount of $2,847,100.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion?
Just one question, Mr. President. What is the life expectancy of the flooring that we're going to be installing?
Ask Mr. John Rome to come to the podium to answer Mr. Smith's question, please.
Good evening. Actually, the life expectancy of the flooring is almost indefinite. We're going to be putting a ceramic tile flooring surface in, low maintenance, very durable. It's a tile that we've used throughout Destrehan High School and other spots throughout the district. We do keep an attic stock for tiles that may break, so we have a consistent tile so you do not get a scattered look. But, you know, as a ceramic tile at your house, except in a commercial grade, it's very, very durable. So the life expectancy is 20 plus years, so we'll have it for a long while.
Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that item is adopted with no opposition. Next is 4.04, which is the East Bank Head Start renovation and addition project. The construction budget for the East Bank Head Start renovation and addition project was $3.3 million. Bids were received from 5 contractors on Wednesday, January 12th, 2023. The lowest bid was received from Lamar Contractors, LLC, of the amount of $3,374,000. According to the architect, the bid meets all requirements. Accepting the lowest bid will allow the contractor to begin the project. This agenda item was received at the Capital Improvements Committee of the Board on Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the lowest base bid submitted by Lamar Contractors LLC for the East Bank Head Start Center renovation and addition project in the amount of $3,374,000.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any board discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. That item passed with no opposition. Next item is 4.05, change order number 2, Professional Learning Center Hurricane Ida Damages Restoration Project. The contract modifications included in change order number 2 are as follows. RFC 740.7, additional roof work per SIP last activity report in an amount of $17,931.71. The total cost of all changes is a cost of $17,931.71. 4 contract days were added to the contract as a result of the construction change directives. To prevent further delay of the project, authorization was given to the contractor to proceed with the work after getting approval from the board president, vice president, and capital improvement chairperson. Approval of this change order will allow the district to make the necessary modifications to the existing contract. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept change order number 2 for the Professional Learning Center Hurricane Ida Damages Restoration Project in the amount of $17,931.71.
Second.
So a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. 4.06, substantial completion. Professional Learning Center Hurricane Ida Damages Restoration Project is ready and to be accepted as substantially complete. The final inspection was held on December 19, 2022, with punch list items remaining. The architect recommends acceptance. Acceptance of substantial completion of the Professional Learning Center Hurricane Ida Damages Restoration Project will allow the contractor to process and close out documents. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept substantial completion for the Professional Learning Center Hurricane Ida Damages Restoration Project.
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that item's adopted. 4.07 is substantial completion of the Hornville Learning Center demolition project. The Hornville Learning Center demolition project is ready to be accepted as substantially complete. The final inspection was held on Monday, January 9, 2023, with punch list items remaining. The architect recommends acceptance. Acceptance of substantial completion of the Hornville Learning Center demolition project will allow the contractor to process close out all documents. This item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept substantial completion for the Hornville Learning Center demolition project.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 4.08, ratification of change order number 1, Hornville High School Building D, Hurricane Ida damages restoration project. The contract modifications include in change order number 1 are as follows. A credit for wire molding, $1,875. A credit for fault study, $3,798. Hand dryer circuits, a cost of $1,908 and it came to a total credit of $3,765. The architect recommends acceptance. To prevent further delay of the project, authorization was given to the contractor to proceed with the work after getting approval from the board president, vice president, and capital improvements chairperson. Approval of this change order will allow the district to make the necessary modifications to the existing contract. This item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept ratification of change order number 1 for the Hornville High School Building D Hurricane Ida damages restoration project at a $3,765 credit.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Alexander, a second by Mr. Suffren. Any board discussion? Being none, let's cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 4.09, ratification of substantial completion, Hornville High School Building D, Hurricane Ida damages restoration project. The Hornville High School Building D, Hurricane Ida damages restoration project is ready for ratification of acceptance as substantially complete. The final inspection was held on December 28, 2022, with punch list items remaining. The architect recommends acceptance. Acceptance of ratification of substantial completion will allow the contractor to process all closeout documents. This recommendation was discussed with the board president, vice president, and capital improvements chairman. This agenda item was reviewed at the Capital Improvements Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal D of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the ratification of substantial completion of Hornville High School Building D Hurricane Ida damages restoration project.
I'll second.
So we have a motion by Mr. Alexander, second by Mr. Suffren. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes without any opposition. Next item on the agenda is 4.10, amendment to the 2022-23 pupil progression plan. Bessie provided a revision to Bulletin 1566, subsection 705, in October of 2022, relative to literacy support standards for students in grades 3 and 4. School systems are asked to provide an assurance addendum to the board for approval. This agenda item was reviewed at the January 17, 2023 committee meeting of the board and is aligned with Goal A of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move to approve the amendment to the 2022-23 pupil progression plan.
Second.
Second motion.
I have a motion by Mrs. Weber, a second by Mr. Gregson. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. 4.11, request for proposals online learning platform. An online learning platform is utilized by several programs, including performance-based, distance learning, and programs at U.J. Landry Senior Educational Program Center. Software learning platforms are reviewed every 5 to 7 years. The purpose of the review is to guarantee alignment to the curriculum and to maintain a high level of student engagement and ensure ease of use, negotiate cost-effective pricing, and explore current trends in technology. Proposal will be sought for the online learning platform. This item was reviewed at the Technology Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with goals A and C of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I motion to accept the request for proposals for the online learning platform.
Second.
So I got a motion by Mr. Gregson, a second by Mr. Cody. Any board discussion? If not, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next is 4.12, proposal acceptance for network infrastructure upgrades. Network infrastructure upgrades are approved as a project under the 2022 bond issue. The upgrades are necessary to continue providing reliable internet access and network connectivity to district sites. Eligibility for E-rate funding is contingent upon completion of the formal request for proposals process within application timelines. E-rate funding, if attained, will significantly reduce the cost of these upgrades to the district. Proposals were received from 3 vendors on Friday, January 13, 2023. Proposals were reviewed and evaluated by a committee. After scoring the proposals, Convergence is the recommended vendor to access points and switches. This item was reviewed at the Technology Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, and is aligned with Goal C of the Board Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I motion to accept proposal acceptance for network infrastructure upgrades.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Gregson, second by Mr. Cody. Any discussion?
Just like to note that the cost of this is $1,250,000.
Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that item passes. Next, 4.13 is personnel items. Staffing management is necessary to maintain effective functioning of the St. Charles Parish Public Schools. The Human Resources Department provides a staffing update monthly to the board. This agenda item was reviewed at the Personnel and Policy Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal B of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move to receive the personnel items as presented to the board.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Cody, a second by Mr. Smith. Any discussion? Being none, please cast your vote. And that item passed with no opposition. 4.14, Annual Comprehensive Financial Report Audit for Fiscal Year 21-22. LaPorte CPAs and Advisors completed the financial audit on December 22, 2022 for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2022. The audit report is presented for an acceptance by the board. This agenda item was reviewed at the Finance and Audit Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal C of the Board's Strategic Action Plan.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the annual comprehensive financial report audit for fiscal year 2021-2022.
A second.
I have a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Ms. Boudreau. Any discussion? At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. John Murray, CPA of the audit firm of LaPorte CPAs, to the podium to discuss the results of his firm's audit.
Thank you. So our audit was performed for the year ended June 30th, 2022. Our audit was performed in accordance with generally accepted auditing principles and government auditing principles. And our opinion on the financial statements was a unmodified or a clean opinion on the financial statements. We have a couple other things that we report on as well relating to y'all's internal control and compliance with state laws in accordance with government auditing standards. And to summarize that, we did not see any non-compliance that we reported or any internal control issues that would be required to be reported under those standards. Finally, we performed the audit in accordance with y'all's compliance with federal requirements under uniform grant guidance. And under that, we tested 3 different programs, and our opinion was unmodified or clean that y'all complied with those federal program requirements for the year. And we also did not have any findings or internal control issues related to that report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Any other discussion? If none, please cast your vote.
Did we get a motion?
Yes. We had a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Ms. Boudreau. And that item passes. Next is 4.15, accounts payable for the month of December 2022. Invoices and other financial obligations of the school district are customarily paid weekly. Request for approval of these transactions is normally made to the board monthly. The board must approve expenditures of public funds under its jurisdiction. This item was reviewed at the Finance and Audit Committee meeting of the board on Tuesday, January 17, 2023, and is aligned with Goal C of the board's strategic action plan.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the accounts payable for the month of December 2022 in the total amount of $6,842,216.
I second it.
So I have a motion by Mr. Suffren, a second by Mrs. Boudreau. Any board discussion? If none, please cast your vote. And that passes 8-0, so we will pay our bills. All right. Next is 5.01, is standing committee reports. If there's any chairman or committee member of any committee who would like to do a report, please do so at this time. Standing committee report.
Mr. President, the Technology Committee met on Tuesday, January 17th, and covered 2 items, both of which were approved tonight. The request for proposals for online learning platform, item 4.11, and item 4.12, proposal acceptance, network infrastructure upgrades, both of which passed.
Thank you,
That concludes my Technology Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Gregson. Mr. Gregson is the chair of the Technology Committee.
Mr. President, as chair of the Personnel and Policy Committee, I'd like to report that we met Tuesday, January 19th. The committee heard from Ms. Teresa Weber, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources and Administrative Services. There was 1 item on the agenda which was received this evening by the board. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Cody.
Mr. Oquan, I chair the Finance and Audit Committee, and the other members of the committee are Mr. Alexander and Mrs. Boudreau. And the committee met on Tuesday, January 17th, and we covered 2 items. Both of those items came to the full board during this meeting and were approved. Those 2 items were the annual comprehensive financial report audit for fiscal year 2021-2022, and accounts payable for the month of December 2022. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Suffren.
Mr. President, the Capital Improvements Committee met twice on December 13th and December 17th. There were 8 items on the agendas. All of those items were approved at tonight's meeting, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. And Mr. Alexander is the chair of the Capital Improvements Committee.
Mr. President, the Legislative Committee met last Tuesday, and the committee informed the board that the legislative session will be in session very soon, and as a result of that, this will be a fiscal session of the legislature. In response to that, the board will be meeting very soon with its lobbyists to go over the items that will be considered during this session of the legislature and to formulate a position that the school district will be taking on those items, and also presenting any items to our lobbyists that we believe might assist the board in conducting its business in a more equitable and prosperous perspective. That's it. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, and thank you for chairing that committee.
Mr. President, I chair the Curriculum Instruction and Assessment Committee. We met on Tuesday, January 17th. We had one item that we covered, the amendment to the pupil progression plan, and it was passed. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Weber. Any other? Next item is 5.02, the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Each graduating high school senior in a Louisiana public high school is required, as part of his or her individual graduation plan, to complete either the free application for federal student aid, or complete and sign a parent non-participation form. In order to complete and meet this graduation requirement, parents must either complete the FAFSA application located at FAFSA.gov, or contact your child's school counselor at Destrehan High School or Hanville High School to complete the parental non-participation form. Additional questions regarding this Louisiana Department of Education graduation requirement can be answered by your child's school counselor or principal. As of today, we have incurred a total of $46,762,603 in recovery expenses from Hurricane Ida. We are projecting our future costs to be approximately $6.4 million, including $5.1 million for the large construction projects and $0.9 million for the smaller ones. We have received $37,471,565 in insurance payments so far. The district will conduct its agency coordination training exercise with the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office tomorrow, Friday, January 20th. The agency coordination training exercise is an interactive drill or exercise in which the Sheriff's Office responds to an armed intruder in one of our schools. This year, the event will take place at Hanville High School and a designated reunification site. All of our employees participate in this safety drill and is part of our comprehensive Safe Schools plan. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Ortling.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Ms. Boudreaux, a second by Mr. Suffren to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting's adjourned.